Greetings to all of humanity, especially my brothers and my sisters at the Third Exodus Assembly in Trinidad and Tobago and in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and to the rest of the followers of William Branham all around the world. Today, what I want to speak to you concerning the coronavirus and the bride. Now, those at the Third Exodus Assembly and those who believe in the message of William Branham, who also believe in the message of secular Christianity, whereby they teach that the Bible is literal and that the Bible is secular secular history. Also, they claim that they are the bride of Christ. Now, I've noticed how the pharmacy cannot open early enough for the many Christians who are claiming that they are blood washed and born again. Also, when I look around, I am also seeing that instead of the people who claim that they are the children of the Savior and the healer, each and everyone is running to the doctor. Now, I remember quite vividly attending the Third Exodus Assembly, they would say that the pharmacy is pharmakia, and it means sorcery. But at this time, I want to know if the bride would be afraid to greet each other in church, or if they're gonna feel glad if the government would shut down movement in terms of people gathering and mingling like they do in church, like shake hands. Or if they're gonna come up with some sort of excuse why they're not gonna take communion and drink from the same cup. I've seen other religious bodies refuse to shake hands with each other and drinking from the same cup for communion. And I know Third Exodus, they always shake hands and hug and drink communion from the same cup and wash feet. Now, in this time, when we're speaking about coronavirus, this is time for the bride to shine forth. This is time for the bride to prove that what I'm saying is not true. When I say that the Bible addresses the human mind and must be interpreted psychologically, that the Bible is not literal, neither is the Bible secular history. All of the medicine in the pharmacy, they were false a thought, they were false an idea, they were false imagine. All the equipment in the hospital, they were false a thought, they were false an idea, they were false imagine. And also, every message preached at the Third Exodus Assembly or at any church where they claim to be the bride of Christ or the followers of William Branham, it had to first be mental, it had to first be psychological, it had to first be a thought. And every sermon, they're instructing you of how you should behave yourself. Now, every action is stemmed from a thought. And at this time of the Great Awakening, where people like me are awakening and awakening people to the truth, they have to do something to distract the masses. They have to do something to bring the masses under fear. Each and every one who believe in secular Christianity and believe that they are going to a heaven literally, geographically, they're claiming that they're going to this heaven but they're afraid to die because they have never understood death. They have never had any experience. They have never had any true mystical experience. But the reason why I'm here, it is because I would have experienced the birth from the skull. the virgin birth, the birth without sex, and understand what St. John chapter 3 really means. And saying to you, my brother, my sisters, that you have to look inwardly to discover your identity to be your divinity. You have to understand that the Bible is written symbolically and must be interpreted psychologically. You have to understand that it is your own thoughts that is creating your reality. And that you have to hold yourself responsible for your thoughts. For there is no devil outside of you. And there is no God outside of you also. You have to come to realize that as it is above, so is it below. As it is without, so is it within. You have to come to realize that what you're seeing happening, what you're seeing on the outside is a projection of that which is within. That's Ecclesiastes 3:11. So my brother, my sisters, the greatest and most deadliest virus is fear. And all these religious people are under fear. And I know all of you who are claiming to be the bride, you're under fear also. Because it was fear why Brother Vin had to go to the bank to jeopardize his own ministry. Knowing that we are living in a time of social media. Knowing we are living in a time of great propaganda. And he set himself short for just $28+ million. Had it been that he would have known that he can create his reality consciously, and that God is his own imagination, which is the creator in man, he would have understood St. John chapter 1 and verses 3, where it says, all things were made by him, and without him was not anything made that was made. He would know that him is not a man 2,000 years ago. That him is a personification of your own human imagination, which is the creator in everyone. He would have also known that according to Galatians 4:24, the Bible is allegory. All the characters in the Bible, they never exist. He would have known also, as they preach that Eliezer going out for a bride for Isaac in the evening time, that no one in the Bible has any surname. And if the kind of marriage that they just do was real, what is their surname? And why they have to pay the government a sum of money to have sex without guilt and shame? So I'm saying all of these things to show that the coronavirus had to come in within this kind of time to expose all those with the religious mentality, all those who are under the illusion that they can escape death when we came here to experience death, and that we are actually eternal. We are spirit having a human experience. So there's no need to fear death, because death is not real. So my brother, my sisters, stop fooling yourself and saying that you are the bride. When the Bible speaks of marriage, our union, and speak about bride and Christ, it is speaking about your higher self, your masculine and feminine energy, the inner man and the outer man, the conscious and the subconscious mind. And the subconscious mind always receive whatever that is impressed upon it as feeling. I will bring back that which is sown in it. Just like a woman's womb would bring back whatever is sown in her womb. And the earth, which is Mother Earth, would bring back whatever seed that is sown in it, because it's impartial. So, all my brothers and sisters, because you're all my brothers and my sisters, the whole world is my brothers and my sisters. In Toledo's assembly, it is time to wake up. And many things are going to continue to happen. And instead of you saying this is the last days, you have to realize that each and every one of us in this world, we are creating our world. And when the Bible speaks of the last days, it is speaking about the time when you're going to come, that you're going to die. Because Psalms 82 says that we are God. Nevertheless, we shall die like men. So the end of days are the last days, speaking about your last days. Don't live it in regret. Trying to be self-righteous. Trying to be spiritual when you are a spirit actually having a human experience. My brother, my sister, I just want to admonish you and I want to encourage you that the greatest healing is within. For perfect love casteth out all doubt and all fear. And all of Christianity, in terms of secular Christianity, it is built on fear, condemnation, and judgment, division, and confusion. So, with that being said, I hope you take something from what I'm trying to bring across to you. And if you listen to me and what I'm saying, if it is making sense to you, then it is for you. For it is said it's only when the student is ready that the teacher would appear. I'm not out here in a jacket and tie. I'm not out here trying to pretend. I have both sides. It just have to do with my thinking. And I show both sides of myself. That is why on another channel you will hear me speaking and use adult language freely while reading the Bible. Because I know that the Bible is not a book of morality. I know the Bible is not secular history. I know that the Bible is not literal. I know it's not a religious book. It's mind science it deals with. I know the Garden of Eden is the mind. So my brother and my sisters, this is true transparency. And that is why I'm bringing this message to those who would one day wake up and they will get out of secular Christianity. They will get out of Third Exodus Assembly and they would look within themselves to find the answers of life and come to realize that the true identity is their own divinity. So with that being said, I want to thank you very much, and I want to say, if you haven't subscribed already, to subscribe, to like, to comment, or to share this video. But let me remind you that this message that I bring to you, it is the single eye message of self-realization, of which Matthew 6:22 says, if your eye be single, your whole body will be full of light. And hadn't it been that I would have awakened within myself, and that single eye would have been open, and I come to realize, when it says you shall change from mortal to immortality in a twinkling of an eye, it's an opening of an eye, according to Psalm 78:65, where it says, and the Lord shall awake, as of out a great sleep, as of one given to wine. When I awake within myself, like a fiery being, and heard the out the wind, exit my skull and became invisible, and understood what it means when it says that Moses lifted up the serpent in the wilderness, so shall the Son of Man be lifted up. Having experienced the virgin birth, that's why I know the story of the Virgin Mary, where you think it is literal and it is secular history. It's nothing else but strictly stupidity, pointing you to look outwardly so that you would not understand the power that is within you, that we refer to as our creativity, not knowing that you are the creator, the Lord and Master of your own destiny. So that's the reason why each and every time I always give you the symbol of the single eye, and saying to you, don't let no one fool you and tell you it's some evil eye of some evil organization. It is the all-seeing eye of God in man that will awake one day, and you come to realize that this life is all a dream, and it's also a game. And in this game of life, you can either play the game or be played. Therefore, my brother and my sisters, I always say to you, when you have the experience, you come to realize that it is the rising of the S-U-N in a S-O-N. And that is the dawning of a new day in your life. And that without the sun, there is no life and there is no light. For the sun is the giver of all life. And without the human imagination, there isn't anything made that was made. For the sun parallels the human imagination, the human imagination parallels the sun. And you are told that the Lord thy God is a sun and a shield, and no good thing will he withhold from you in Psalms 84:11. And in Malachi 1:2, you also been admonished that the sun, as in the S-U-N, of righteousness shall arise in you with healing in his wings. That's the reason why I'm bringing healing to you at this moment, and showing you that the power that makes the body heals the body in this time of the coronavirus, and you all being so afraid. Also, I want to say to you that the biggest encouragement I can give to you is to learn to use your mind power, which is your solar power, your sun power, your God power, your creative power, to achieve your every desire and prove that the power in you is greater than corona. With that being said, I want to say peace, love you all, I'm out.